Up next on our 10 o'clock report, some anxious moments in South Austin tonight when a truck carrying flammable liquid overturned on an interstate access road.
And Austin must now decide how to settle its part of a lawsuit against Brown and Root over the South Texas nuclear project. These stories and much more are next. Stay with us.
Hey, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Meet Nissan's hottest truck, the best-selling King Cab. And now with 8.8% financing, it's even hotter. 8.8 plus 9 cubic feet of lockable storage and jump seats behind the buckets. 8.8 can save you hundreds of dollars in interest on any new Nissan truck.
Yahoo!
Jump into 8.8% financing. The savings are amazing. The name is Nissan.
Introducing a Coors like you never knew before. New Coors Extra Gold.
This ain't no uptown, watered-down beer that needs an apology. This is Coors Extra Gold. It's the beer with the taste you can see.
And only Coors can make it so easy drinking.
Yeah, this is bolder, golder, broad-shouldered beer the way beer ought to be. This is Coors Extra Gold. It's the beer with the taste you can see.
Whatever kind of car you drive, you want all the performance it has to offer. Fill it with Shell SU2000 Super Unleaded. SU2000 is a patented high-octane performance gasoline designed for smooth, quiet power. And it fights critical engine deposits that can cause knock. Turn your car into an SU2000 performer. Get Shell SU2000 Super Unleaded Gasoline.
From Austin's News Channel, this is the Channel 7 News 10 o'clock reports. With Bob Karstens and Carolyn Tyler, Steve Rambo with weather, and Dave Cody on sports.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for staying up late with us.
At the top of the news, 7 Austin residents were injured tonight in a car accident that had traffic tied up for more than an hour. The 5 men and 2 women are being treated right now at Brackenridge Hospital. Some of the injuries are reportedly serious. That accident happened just before 9 o'clock tonight at the intersection of Woodward and South I-35. Now, according to eyewitnesses, a tanker truck carrying hot liquid asphalt ran a red light and collided with a car. Firefighters cordoned off the area because some of the flammable liquid spilled, but tonight they say it poses no danger to the public. The drivers of the tanker truck and the car and 5 passengers in the car were injured, but their names are being withheld tonight by police.
There is a settlement tonight in the billion-dollar lawsuit against the original builder of the South Texas nuclear power project.
3 of the 4 partners in the project have agreed to drop their suit against Brown and Root. The city of Austin, however, has not approved the agreement. One Lorraine Woodward reports provides the largest cash settlement in the history of the United States.
Not unexpected by Austin city officials, who are still undecided about the $750 million agreement.
I think that each partner has to make a decision based on its own circumstances as to what's in the best interest of that particular entity.
3 of the project's partners decided the settlement was just fine. Today, Houston Light and Power officials, San Antonio officials, and Central Light and Power officials all announced approval. The settlement terms call for HL&P to receive $231 million, CP&L $189 million, and San Antonio $210 million. If Austin were to agree, it would receive $120 million. But Mayor Frank Cooksey says Austin has some different elements to consider, elements the settlement doesn't address.
We have a share in the project which our voters have authorized us to dispose of. And so that is an additional aspect that we have in our situation that the other parties do not have.
Austin can still cash in on the settlement, for it will take about 30 days to become official. In the meantime, city officials say they will continue negotiating, trying to find a solution to this city's South Texas dilemma. Lorraine Woodward, Channel 7 News, 10 o'clock report.
Some Central Texas residents tonight are unhappy with the federal government's proposed changes in surface mining regulations. During a public meeting held today in Rockdale, several residents stated their opposition to the changes being ordered by the federal government.
That Texas shouldn't have better standards than the standards of other states. Why should it be that we should be the ones who are more likely to pollute our water, pollute our air, and cause disruption of our populace?
Those in support of the federal regulations include representatives of the Alcoa aluminum smelting plant located near Rockdale. It's now up to the Texas Railroad Commission to decide whether or not to adopt the federal government's surface mining regulations. That decision is not expected for at least 2 months. President Reagan hit the road today to start to sell his tax plan to the people. Gary Schuster reports.
President Reagan took his tax reform plan directly to the people today, telling a Williamsburg, Virginia audience that if they look closely at his proposal, they will find it guarantees that from the suburbs to the cities, the American people will pay only their fair share of taxes and no more.
I'm going to be speaking a great deal about tax reform over the next few weeks and months, and I expect it to be challenging. It's a shrewd turn of the American people that when you announce a plan to help them, they stand back and scrutinize it and approach with a question, now how are you going to hurt me this time?
But the president assured his listeners all he wants to do is bring clarity to a confusing tax system.
When you simplify a thing, make its lines clear and clean, you make it much less vulnerable to quiet mischief and selfish tinkering.
The president plans to use this populist approach as he takes his case for tax simplification to the farms, factories, local communities, and big cities around the nation. From colonial Williamsburg, the president moved his tax reform roadshow to rural Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Mr. Reagan used the heartland of America setting to explain his plan in terms of everyday living.
We want a tax code for Main Street America, one that will help people like the worker at the Oshkosh Truck Corporation and his family, the youngster who's just graduated from Oshkosh West High and is...
Tomorrow, the president will discuss the corporate details of his plan with Pennsylvania business leaders as he winds up his first week as a traveling tax reform salesman. Gary Schuster, CBS News, with the president in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Yet another member of the Walker family stands accused tonight of selling out this country by selling U.S. military secrets to the Soviets. The government says retired Navy officer Arthur James Walker, using the letter K as a code name, began leaking classified information in 1980. He allegedly passed the data on to his brother John, whom the government calls the leader of the spy ring that allegedly included John's son, Michael. The FBI says the arrests of the 3 Walkers may not be the last. Meanwhile, in another case, the FBI has arrested and charged 3 men in connection with last month's robbery of a Wells Fargo vault. Nearly $8 million in untraceable bills was stolen. None of that loot has been recovered. 2 young couples convicted of a series of Christmas Day bombings of abortion offices in Florida have been sentenced. The men received 10-year prison terms and were ordered to pay more than $350,000 each in restitution. The women were given 5-year suspended sentences and ordered to pay $2,000 apiece. The defendants had called their Christmas Day attacks the Gideon Project after a biblical character and said God wanted the clinics destroyed.
41 dead. That is the latest count after yesterday's soccer violence in Brussels. 2 people are still in a coma. Many others are now in critical condition. Today, a special team began investigating the site where millions witnessed yesterday's madness on television. Some were calling for the expulsion of Britain from international soccer competitions. In England, Prime Minister Thatcher expressed outrage at what British fans had done and offered an initial payment of $320,000 to the families of the victims. In Bangladesh, relief efforts continue. The head of the U.S. Agency for International Development arrived there today to survey the islands flattened by a cyclone last Saturday. Estimates vary on the number of casualties. As many as 15,000 may have perished, although the Red Cross says the figure could be as high as 40,000. The large number of migrant workers on the islands makes an accurate count difficult. Today, relief workers distributed food, blankets, and vitamins to an estimated 2.5 million survivors.
Closer to home, memorial services have been held for former council member Mark Spaeth. Family, friends, and colleagues gathered at St. Austin's Catholic Church this morning to pay last respects to Spaeth. He died Monday at the age of 45 after a lengthy illness. Today, Spaeth was eulogized as a sensitive, hard-working man committed to serving the city of Austin.
Coming up next, the conclusion of our special report on children from broken homes.
Tonight, we'll look at what happens when parents kidnap their children. Stay with us for more.
Frisco audio experience beyond imagination. Hurry to Frisco Electronics and save on this 30-watt JVC system for just $4.99. Or update your gear with a new compact disc player for just $1.99. And save on a car stereo system with booster equalizer and 2 speakers, complete and installed for just $99. Come, hear the excitement. Frisco for savings beyond imagination.
If you're hungry for a really fresh burger, you can always grow your own fixings. Or you can get yourself one of these, a water burger. Go ahead, tell them about all the fresh farm fixings.
Dad.
And tell them about the 100% pure fresh beef.
It's that.
And tell them about the fresh toasted buns.
It's that.
And tell them about that great big taste that you can't wait to gobble up.
Hey, let's both tell them.
It's the great big taste
you're hungry for.
1, 2,
Whataburger.
3.
If you're considering buying central air conditioning or a heat pump system, your York dealer can help you make the right decision with a free comfort cost analysis. And here's more good news.
It's our very affordable engineered for efficiency Stellar 2000 series, and it even has copper coils. Ask your York dealer about the new star of Texas.
And here's where you can make the right decision in your area.
At Davis Air Conditioning and Lake Travis Air Conditioning and Heating.
On the next taxi, Tony's seagoing father returns home.
Did you fall overboard, or you come in to get the barnacles scraped off your butt?
He's offering Tony the opportunity to travel the world with him.
I mean, I'm dumbfounded. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta mark this on my calendar. The day Banter was dumbfounded.
So Tony goes to sea with his dad, and together they savor a sailor's life. On Taxi. Don't miss Taxi, tonight at 11, right after Channel 7 News.
Stephanie Williams joins us tonight to conclude her series, Caught in the Middle, with a look at one of the most devastating consequences of divorce, parent kidnapping.
That's right. Regardless of the abducting parent's intention, the child suffers emotionally by being cut off from the rest of his family and living a life on the run. Tonight we meet one family who lived through the nightmare.
Pain of what happened will never go away.
It completely crushes the child's feelings of security.
Yeah, I was frightened.
The month of May will always bear a painful anniversary for Cynthia Hippolito and her 3 children. Exactly 1 year ago, Cynthia's youngest child, 5-year-old Benito, was kidnapped from school by his father, Cynthia's ex-husband.
And the child's wearing the clothes on his back, and he's gone. And you have no idea where he is, what he's doing.
Benito's mother and 2 sisters, Laura and Diana, were torn apart by his disappearance. The girls underwent counseling. The family spent countless hours worrying about him and thousands of dollars searching for him. Unlike many child-snatching cases, this one had a happy ending. 6 months later, on Thanksgiving Day, 1984, Cynthia received a phone call from police saying her son had been located in California and her ex-husband had been arrested.
When Benito came back, he was very confused, and he hugged the girls so hard, and he was very bewildered by adults, but he clung to his sisters. It took us a long time to calm him down and to make him feel more at home. And he didn't like playing outside by himself. He would say, "Mom, you know, Daddy might come and get me."
Child psychiatrist George Williford says the child suffers extreme emotional trauma because his security is crushed.
They never know what's going to happen to them again. And they think that Daddy, if Daddy's the kidnapper or mother, whichever the parent might be, that they trust this person, all of a sudden that they whisk them off somewhere and keep them incommunicado.
It is estimated that every year as many as 750,000 children may be kidnapped by one of their parents, and too often law enforcement hands are tied.
Did you feel the officials were helping you enough, or did you feel frustrated? No, I was very frustrated. With a parental kidnapping, the attitude is different. The inference is that there's a custody battle going on and that it's a family matter and that they really don't feel they should be dragged into it.
This is not what we traditionally think of as a violent crime or a crime that is a real high priority in relation to murders, rapes, robberies, the ordinary street crime. And it's going to be difficult to get out-of-state authorities to put it on the same priority that we're going to have here, dealing directly with the parent victim in Austin.
Assistant DA Brian Bishop adds, unless a parent takes the child out of state, no crime has even been committed.
You could take a child, for example, from Brownsville to Dalhart, and it not be a criminal act, but the consequences are just as devastating to the other parent because the child, for all practical purposes, is out of the state.
The pain and the desolation never goes away. It takes a long time to actually feel that things are all right again.
Benito, are you glad to be home?
Yeah.
Were you frightened any time during it, when you were gone from your mother?
Yeah. I was frightened. I'm afraid that Dad's going to take them and Diana away.
Now, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children has published an excellent book on parent kidnapping, how to prevent it, what to do if it happens. For a free copy, write to the center at 1835 K Street Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20006. Carolyn?
Good series.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steph. Still to come, a shot in the arm for Capital Metro.
But first, the weather forecast. It was a good day, but it was a hot day.
It was a hot day, but if you love the sun, you had a lot to worship today. We'll give you the details on tomorrow in just a minute.
Going out of business. Houston's finest wholesale distributor is going out of business.
Over 200 living rooms from Drexel Heritage will be sold below wholesale. Hundreds of bedrooms, dining rooms, and occasional pieces by Thomasville, Bernhardt, Burlington, and Lane will be sold below what dealers would pay. And to force their final liquidation, all remaining bunk beds, recliners, lamps, accessories, desks, gun cabinets, and mattresses will be clearly tagged at 30 to 50 cents on the dollar.
Liquidation sale now in progress at the Furniture Expo, 505 East Bend White.
Leif Johnson Ford is having their 28th annual tent sale. So what you say? So what? They've got the biggest, best selection on Ford cars and trucks they've ever had. Big deal, you say? It's bigger than big deal. It's double bonus discounts on new cars and trucks, equipped the way you want. Sounds like another sale, you say? Well, folks have been saving money during Leif Johnson's tent sale for 28 years. And this year, we've got double bonus discounts on more new Fords than ever before. Best prices and selection, you betcha. Only at Leif Johnson Ford's tent sale, Airport and Koenig.
It's the magic of Atlantis. It's an underwater show. It's sparkling springs and thrills and chills. All that's fun, you know. There's glass bottom boats and things that float. Good times and rides. A place that lets your imagination come alive. Share it all. Follow your dreams. You'll come alive.
Aquarina Springs, San Marcos, Texas.
The Highland 2-Day Sale. This Friday and Saturday, every Highland appliance store will look like this. Because during Highland's 2-Day Sale, there'll be thousands of bargains on everything in the store. Like these Pioneer two-way stereo speakers, just $38 each. Save $31.88. Highland's 2-Day Sale. You've got 2 whole days to save, but you'd better hurry, because when prices are this low, time flies.
Steve, you got a nice weather slide for us?
This is a really pretty picture. This man has sent several pictures in. We've got to show this is the last one that Tobin Thurman has for us. And this is a view from out Westlake Hills. Actually, what that is that's fog rising off of Town Lake as the sun is going up in the morning. That's a really pretty shot that he caught. And as we look at the conditions out, mostly cloudy as the sky, temperature 83, humidity at 63%, wind south at 9, pressure on the rise to 9.79 inches of mercury on the day today. 97 degrees, that tied a record that we set back in 49. Today's low, 71. We haven't had any rainfall. And as we look at the lakes, Buchanan is on the rise and Lake Travis falling off just a bit. Today or tonight around the country, we've got a lot of clouds to look at. Lots of clouds. And if we put in the frontal systems, looks like a lot may be going on. There's a trough line running through Texas. To the west, we've got dry air. To the east, we've got the moist air. We're right here pretty close to that dry air. and we got some warm temperatures today as a result of a strong south breeze. That warm, moist air also streamed northward up into the plain states, and that's where we have one of the areas of rainfall. There are really only two areas of rainfall to talk about. One that's going on up across the upper Mississippi Valley. Today it was pretty severe across the Dakotas and even into eastern Montana. The other area of rainfall to look at, that now over western sections of Pennsylvania and eastern Ohio. So let's do a little radar around the country, see what's going on tonight. First, we'll go to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Much of this area that you're looking at right here is under a tornado watch. As these storms moved into Minnesota, they already had a history of dumping about 2-3 inches of rain over sections of North and South Dakota, as well as 7 or 8 tornadoes that caused some damage to some of the rural areas of the Dakotas. Now this area moving now into western sections of Wisconsin. Moving out to the Ohio Valley around Columbus, this is where the radar is coming from, and some showers from Toledo bending down toward Akron and back down pretty close to Wheeling, West Virginia. They had to put out a severe thunderstorm watch for a short while today, and it looks like it may be out again later on tonight as these storms are beginning to build up. Some of the storms here had hail the size 2 inches in diameter, and that caused some problems as a little bit of it even accumulated in some of the southeastern corners of Ohio. As we look at around Texas, let's take a look at the biggest view satellite can give us. This shows us all of the northern half of North America, and we can see that there's some cloudiness beginning to show up over western Texas. This area right here is what we're going to watch over the next few days. As we zoom in on the Texas satellite photo, we can see that that cloudiness is not real organized at this point. We still have a strong south breeze. The trough line is running right about here through the state, and we've got a low pressure system attached to that trough, a weak low. As it develops and begins to spiral around, and as high pressure in the upper atmosphere begins to weaken and move off to the east, we could see a development of an upper air disturbance, maybe some showers by late in the weekend. But as for now, just hot temperatures across the state of Texas. We had them today. They broke a record up at Midland when it got to 101. There's Midland over there. They also broke a record at Dallas-Fort Worth when it got up to 103. That's the first time it's been above 100. 100 degrees also for the first day in Waco, and 102 down at Laredo. As we look at Austin's forecast, another mild one tonight, but it'll be hot again tomorrow. We'll start out with a fair sky. We'll give you some clouds by the morning and a low of 73. Then tomorrow, the heat continues. The partly cloudy skies will come back too. The high up near 95, winds southeast 10 to 15. Tomorrow night, more of this mild weather, but also some overnight cloudiness. Low 74. Your extended look calls for partly cloudy skies. Right now, the chance of rain so slim that we're not going to put it into the forecast, but maybe by Sunday, we'll call about a 20% chance.
Okay,
that's it.
Another good day tomorrow.
Another good day.
Maybe we'll reach 100.
Oh, great, Carolyn. Great.
As of tonight, Austin has enough money to build 2 park and ride facilities. Today, Congressman Max Sweeney announced that Capital Metro will be getting a $3 million federal grant to help the stations. They'll be constructed in Cedar Park and South Austin and are the beginning of an extensive new system of bus routes. Ground will be broken at the 2 locations sometime this summer.
Dave Cody is in Omaha tonight to cover the College World Series. Mark Covey is here with a look at the day's sports, and I know Carolyn is happy because the Lakers won.
That's right, the Lakers. We're going to talk about that, but also there are some worried people in Dallas tonight.
You know, we have a flurry of activity tonight. The Lakers, Omaha, and SMU. We'll have it all for you in just a moment.
When you ride a Snapper High Vac, you get a little something extra. The power of a huge vacuum cleaner. Because Snapper's patented deck traps the air, creating a tremendous vacuum that stands grass up for a beautiful, clean-cut lawn. And Snapper's High Vac makes bagging a snap. Get the incredible Snapper mower that makes a clean sweep of your lawn. It's a snap with Snapper.
For no down payment, no payment for 90 days, visit Riley Tractor and Equipment, Blanco. Pod Springs Power Equipment, Austin.
Running smooth and silent, Exxon, Exxon. Running strong and sure, Exxon, Exxon. Running smooth and easy, running with the Tiger.
Across America, people count on Exxon Extra, our highest octane unleaded premium ever. It quiets knocks and pings for smooth performance.
Running smooth and easy with the Tiger, Exxon.
There's Uncle Charlie fishing.
Oh, look, Harriet.
There's Emma at the town picnic.
When we told her we switched to Kraft real mayonnaise.
Oh, she thought we'd lost our minds.
Until we told her Kraft looks creamier.
Well, it is specially blended over 3,000 times. How's it taste?
Try it.
Go ahead. Now that's creamy. Poor Emma. She never did photograph well.
But doesn't the Kraft look good?
Nothing tastes creamier than Kraft Real Mayonnaise. Now you know. Foley's presents
the $1 Million Diamond Sale. Save 25% on Foley's entire stock of fine jewelry. Choose from a wide selection of diamond jewelry and other precious gems. Trust Foley's and feel confident in choosing the best in diamonds at the most affordable prices. Come take advantage of Foley's liberal diamond trade-in policy and 25% savings now during the $1 Million Diamond Sale at Foley's.
Well, yes, I'm quite pleased, of course, about the Lakers. That's good news in the sports world for Lakers fans, but some news of concern for people in Dallas.
You are very happy tonight, and rightfully so. They'll go back out west for 3 games now, Carolyn. And yes, SMU fans are a little bit concerned tonight. The 2-year investigation into the SMU football program is finally coming to a head. Today, school president L. Donald Shields confirmed receiving a letter detailing the findings and recommendations of the NCAA. Shields declined further comment. SMU now has 15 days to respond. They can either accept or appeal. If SMU is placed on probation, it will be their 6th time since 1958. NCAA track meet continues here in Austin tonight. The 100-meter preliminaries. Kirk Baptiste out of Houston, one of the world-class sprinters in lane 1 on the inside running tonight. He had a wind-aided 10.12 to win his heat tonight. One of these speedsters for the ladies, Texas sprinter Juliet Cuthbert in lane 6 on the outside. Cuthbert, though, with a wind-aided 11.18. Men needed a 10.17 or better to qualify for the 100-meter finals on Saturday. One other track note from here in Austin. Earlier today, Southern Cal freshman triple jumper Wendy Brown set a new world record for the ladies. Brown had an effort of 44 feet, 6 3/4 inches. That surpasses the old triple jump mark by 2 3/4 inches. NBA playoffs will head west now for 3 games, and Boston and Los Angeles are tied in their best-of-7 series at 1 game apiece. The Lakers won tonight. They were led by 18 at the half. Michael Cooper had 22 and then held on in the second half. Jabbar had 30 points tonight. Nice move by Kareem. The Celtics got within 4 points. Larry Bird to Cedric Maxwell. Bird led the Celtics tonight with 30, but the Lakers are able to hold on. Watch Magic Johnson take it inside. 109-102 your final. Game 3 is Sunday afternoon in Los Angeles, and you will be able to see that one, Game 3, here on Channel 7. All right, at the Stanley Cup final, the Edmonton Oilers are about to win their 2nd straight National Hockey League title. They are in the 3rd period of play in Edmonton. The Oilers lead that series 3-1. They're about to wrap it up. We have a couple of highlights from the first period when Edmonton took a 4-1 lead. Wayne Gretzky over to Terry Curry for one of those 4 goals. They led 7-1 after second. Here's Paul Coffey, again set up by Gretzky. Now in the 3rd period, Edmonton is leading at 8-3, and again they are going for their 2nd straight National Hockey League championship. All systems are go for the 1985 College World Series. Arkansas and South Carolina will play the first game 4:10 tomorrow in Omaha, Nebraska. Texas plays Saturday night, matching up against Arizona. Dave Cody is in Omaha, and we'll have reports from the College World Series starting tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Now, although Dave is in Omaha, he did leave behind his annual or weekly Plays of the Week. Here's a look.
Not exactly the best of weeks for the boys of summer, or for the boys in blue, for that matter. You tell me, is this fair or foul? They say a pitcher is only as good as his pickoff move. They also say the president's new tax plan has Democrats hopping mad. The president's new wardrobe has him in a neck brace. The defensive driving award of the week goes to Danny Sullivan. Now that's something to flip over. Well, Dennis will like it. The catchers of the week. Davy Lopes in the Ivy. Now, cup fever is really catchy. And Mike Brown with the catch of the week for the Angels. Here's Joey Jones of the Birmingham Science with his version. Oh, I love that USFL.
All right, thank you, Dave. Okay, let's check the baseball scores first in the National. The Mets beat the Giants this afternoon. San Diego over Montreal. St. Louis blanked Atlanta. Philadelphia leads Los Angeles. In the American, Detroit beat Oakland. Baltimore beat Seattle. Boston beat the Twins in extra innings. The Yankees beat the Angels tonight. And Chicago has defeated Kansas City. More from Omaha tomorrow.
And NBA playoff Game 3 Sunday, Channel 7.
Right.
I'm ready. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
All right.
Still ahead, some Central Texas priests move into the papal order. Stay with us.
Years ago, the Pony Express introduced a commitment to long-distance communication. Today, there's a long-distance company that shares that same commitment. Clayduster Communications. Call sound clean and clear. Data's carried faster. You can call anywhere, anytime for less than AT&T. Out here, long distance is a way of life. Quality is simply what we expect. Clayduster, you can count on us.
Frisco
Audio experience.
Beyond imagination.
Hurry to Frisco Electronics and save on this 30-watt JVC system for just $4.99. Or update your gear with a new compact disc player for just $1.99. And save on a car stereo system with booster equalizer and 2 speakers, complete and installed for just $99. Come, hear the excitement.
Frisco
For savings.
Beyond imagination.
Folks, you might want to stop what you're doing and start for Toyota. Hurry, deals you'll fall in love with disappear after this weekend. Your Toyota dealer's talking some pretty hot deals, like truck extra value packages that can save you up to $659. Special factory-to-dealer incentives can meet even sweeter savings on cargo vans and selected trucks, and they're in stock now. Hurry, don't get shut out at Toyota's Stop What You're Doing Sell-a-thon. It'll be a heartbreak if you miss it.
You've got the skill. Now True Value hardware stores are going to give you the power. Like the 2-horsepower motor that drives this Skills 7¼ circular saw, just $42.44. And this Wagner electric power stripper that loosens paint with a stream of hot air. It's only $39.99. Then clean your heavy-duty mess with this Master Mechanic 6-gallon wet dry vac. With accessories, it's just $49.99 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
5 Central Texas priests were taken into the papal household tonight. Reverends Fred Bomar, John Driscoll, Clyde Holtman, John Malinowski, and Joseph Schmidt were given the title of Monsignor at St. Louis Catholic Church. The honor is conferred by the Pope to recognize priests for their distinguished service. Tonight's ceremony is the first time in 10 years the title has been given in Austin.
Steve, what's it going to be like about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning?
About 7 o'clock. That'll be when we get our low, probably around 73 degrees. That's also when the clouds will start to break up and head for another hot, partly cloudy afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
That's our news for now. Thank you all for being with us.
Taxi is up next. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
You know.
Channel 7 News 10 o'clock report. Steve Rambo will introduce you to some very special children. They have very distinct personalities, but they do share one thing in common. They are all in need of a family to call their own. These are Friday's Children. Join Steve Rambo each Friday at 10 for Friday's Child, only on Channel 7 News.
This summer, dive into something new. Taco Bell's Chicken Fiesta Salad.
Summer,
You've got the taste for something new.
summer,
Hang your chicken so light, so cool.
summer.
A whole new taste like a summer breeze. So bright, so tangy. Give me one, please. Taco Bell Chicken Fiesta Salad. It's the spirit of summer.
What? Were you born yesterday?
Why, does it show?
Well,
Everyone who's been around a while has heard Sprite tastes better than 7-Up. It's the one with lemon?
Lemon. Remember that.
It even won the taste test. More people preferred the great taste of Sprite.
So? I think he likes it.
The winning taste of Sprite.
Isn't it time for your own washer and dryer?
To go first class is tough.
You deserve the best.
The price is high, it's hard to buy. I'll never save enough.
Remco has the best, and you can get it now. You don't have to finance. You don't have to spend all your cash. The ease and convenience of a new large-capacity Whirlpool or GE washer and dryer can be yours today when you rent to own at Remco.
At Remco, you can get it now.
Just call